Hello folks, and welcome back to Aldea. In this episode, we're diving deep into rowhouse living as I fill in all the empty blocks around the Cathedral. Lavoy is going to be a densely built but human-scaled neighborhood, the kind of place that fell on hard times in the 1950s, but today is more desirable than ever before. I'll also be filling in a neighborhood park, building a boulevard, and sorting out some highway retaining walls. Lots to do, so let's get started. I'm just going to quickly fill in this little pocket park up here. A little just neighborhood playground. I mean, there's a more substantial one down there at the school. So maybe it's a little bit of over service for the area where they had one just a few blocks away, but you know, it's a fairly dense area. This way the kids don't have to cross a major street to get out of their neighborhood to go to the playground. There's some value in that. There. Just, nothing too fancy. Just a little kind of green space. I was gonna do over here. This feels like it would be a back alley. So I'm gonna use one of our invisible parking spots. Invisible parking, probably 4 is gonna be too big. And then we'll just use our friend the surface painter to fill that in. Elevation's maybe a little dodgy. What if we just slide this back just a little? That's a little better. People parking before the dip. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Oh, a little touch of surface painter over here. I like to put some trees into the backyards here and there. Just move on to some row houses. Just borrow past work here. Copy those. Turn them around so we won't even notice. You'd have to be pretty eagle-eyed to pick out that they're recycled anyway, but still. Some elevation adjustments. This block does not slope the same way as its friend up the hill did. I don't think I got the angle quite right. Sometimes when they're actually properly elevated into place is actually when you notice that it was oops. That looks good, I think. And say, look, I did recycle these ones, but these are not quite the same. I use the Rico mod and find it. I use Rico for the things that I use a lot of. So like the Rowhouses, I have them all nicely kind of in here, and I don't have to scroll through the menu as much. Must be placed on roadside, eh? Okay, well, we'll just shift the whole block down into this kind of strange dead space. Which then should allow us to plop. Yeah, that's fine. And what do we want to do with the corner? Well, one that actually fits the corner. I've already used that. Sarah, we haven't used this one, but it wants to go down the hill. It would be a good one. Well, we've already got that side filled in. A good one for that spot, actually. We do end up with those. I wonder if I can rig something up. Probably can. Oh, we need a narrow one in there. That's fine. Oh, we do have all smiles works. One of those will probably fit, I think. There we go. Apart from those floating doors, what can we do about that? Steps brings up nothing. What about stairs? I could try this and then procedural object it, because it would fit across both. Just to make it a little bit steeper. Let's see how that does. It vanished. I wasn't expecting that. Customize? Okay, so there's its vertices. Why did it vanish? I don't understand really why some pieces convert and others don't. Like, why is this just nothing now? We'll just get rid of it, since that did not work. It's just a pity. I mean, prop. What if we turn it on its side? Then we would just need some sort of platform right here. Now, that could work if I can turn it into a procedural object. The little things that you end up spending time on in this game. Now let's see if it vanishes. Shift P. This one seems to have worked. For whatever reason, it's happy with its lot in life. I can now move these vertices. There. Made a little platform. That worked out not too bad. Ah. Suppose I can get really fancy. We could put a little rail on it. I kind of don't want to use a network for this just because it feels excessive to make to use a node for such a tiny little thing. There. I think that's good. Might actually the fencing looks a little too tall. Let's just bury some of it down. What about that? That looks like it could be the bottom. That's a little better. All right, great little landing. Have to remember that. All right, let's do this section of row houses. Oh, I know the one I would like, and I don't think I have it in Rico, so I have to go find it here. I'll be back to building another landing. I don't know that I want to do that again right away. How big a drop is it? What if... Oh, geez, it will end up even bigger because this side is buried. Yeah, no. That one works well, and I don't need to build any landing for it. It's more based on Europe, but we do actually in our North America, I mean, this would not be an out-of-place building. There was inspiration drawn from European cities. How are we going to fill in the rest of this? Maybe I'll put down another one or two of these guys. They look good together. Now, do I want to leave that open? I think I will. That's one of the ways you can get into the back. Bit of A steep bank, maybe. Oh, maybe I'll try a retaining wall. Something just like this. That works. And I think with Surface Painter we can actually remove the paving at the base. Perfect. Oh, rather than the parking spots, because I have a feeling that they'll sink. Let's just put a few props back here. I got lots of garbage cans back here. Probably don't need any more. Oops, that one's floating. Let's go over this little corner. Instead of on the main street, I'm thinking we're probably gonna do something a little bit bigger. There. Maximum charm. The survivors on, whatever happened next door when they built that and demolished everything. It was quite a parking job to achieve, to get that wagon in there, really like that, but whatever. Oops. I want to copy that in. We could actually This one has parking. This one doesn't. Will this work? There. That's more reasonable. So one little detail that I think really makes these even better is I want to add some signage to them. Alright, so we got 3 signs. We're going to have to make them all into procedural objects because none of them are what we want in terms of their size. So, Shift P. So that's 1. Shift P. That's 2. And Shift P. So that's 3. So now we can edit them. Probably about right. And then we'll just shift it. Oops. Oh dear. There we go. I think we're back to where we were. I have to flip it back to move. All right. So now we're going to customize. It's still a little off, but I think I'm sweating small details at this point. There. I'd say that's perfect. We're going to have to do the same thing with the next 2. Oh, geez, trucks is coming in here. Get in the way. I liked this when I did it before. Move the awning up to like there. And I think we'll take these. Oh shoot, that is the awning as well on that vertice. On that vertice. Oh, that one moves the awning, so they're all attached. Okay, well I'll just change plans. This will be one that just doesn't go all the way across. There. The last one. There we go. Doesn't that look just that much more lively to have the signage? I think it does. I think that was worth the time. This is garage and entrance. I could put something down in the corner, but going up the hill, it's gonna, if we're gonna build anything, they're gonna have to be one size lots. It's not too bad. Actually, well, yeah, it'll work. That fire exit, the lowest level to show. That's pretty good. There. Cathedral really has got a neighborhood. Down here on the main road, looks like we don't have a whole lot of room to work with. They should have probably made these, might actually redo these because it'll be easier. These aren't 3 deep for the elevation change that we're going to be dealing with here. I do like to scatter in every now and then something new into the mix. Because cities do, with time, change and evolve. This one actually should be the one that's next to this. There. Now, down here. Oh, well, these ones might cause me a problem actually with their backyard, those little tiny ones. I guess we'll see. We've got, so I'm going to aim for 3 deep so that then no more than 3 deep anyway. Because that gives us the most space. the garage on that one. It's in the wrong spot. But we could try that one down the hill a ways. How deep is that, actually? It really is a big switch of elevation. I do like this building. I think it's just gorgeous. We're not going to need this power line, I don't think. With that in place. Okay, so we still need the power line, but now with these buildings in place, power gets to the park. Okay, now I'm starting to see a bit of a theme here. Let's move this one in closer, because they both have the same sort of curve. Maybe we should go look for some commercial or something else, since some seem to be coming up empty with stuff I like on the residential. Let's see what we have for commercial in the 2 space that maybe we'll wrap this up with. Needs to be shorter. What if we do 2 by 2? Doesn't leave you with much, does it? It's such a weird game in that you can have so many assets and yet so few sometimes. Oh, this is pretty. The door is just ever so slightly off. Can we fix that without it getting too weird? I think we can. I think that works. So that's a piece of old that survived whatever happened here and leveled most of its neighbors out. Okay, well, that's not too bad. We got a massive cliff face in the back. Might want a retaining wall that. And put in some street trees. We'll skip that section because that's cathedral views. Alright, I think I'm going to try to put a retaining wall in back here. That cliff is just too substantial. And given that I don't have big swaths of paving back here, I'm thinking this one. Okay. Now I'm gonna shift it. Okay, I might try. Just need something, probably a surface network. So we're gonna use the network multi-tool here, and we're gonna try and create a parallel to this. That looks right. Okay, so it's there. There's more than one of them. But I don't see them. I'm presuming that's because they're way down at the bottom. Unless they're way up in the sky. No. I'm gonna assume that for whatever reason this created these and they're way down underground. Yeah. So that's good for that one. I don't know why we got this weird shadow happening. Game mysteries. I think it's the hill, actually. I don't know what I can do about that. Okay, we've got this pretty expansive back lawn. We'll put some trees in it that will hopefully take the edge off things. If I go back to that tree anarchy, turn on tree snapping, I'm going to guess the trees are going to start floating again, which for the task we have back here is actually fantastic. Awesome. We got that dealt with. Suppose we should think about a little bit what we want to do down there. Yeah. Apparently, too close to the wall. We could do an alley, I suppose. Right, I've got tree snapping back on. And this tree snapped up too high. There, that adds a little bit of something to it. So, we've got this one done. This one's done as well. This is trees. This has our naked street. We've done in here. So this is all properly detailed, actually. So we'll just move on to this section where we're going to be putting down more housing. And we're going to retaining wall that, of course. All right, so we've done this, so continuing with the neighborhood work. I think this would be a good corner for somewhere in here. I guess it's here, since this is the only corner I have left. Really, there's 7 row houses here. This should be a override population for 7. So that's one per row house. I get a little corner store. I'm going to leave this as the kind of gap to get back to the rear of the properties. Alright, so we've got this largely done. Do I want to put... maybe I'll put... it's a kind of a big enough area back there. Maybe we'll use some of our invisible parking. Alright, that's some good parking alleyway work, and now we should put some trees around it. Something a little bit more modern mixed in. Right, so we have our stretch of modern townhouses there, so I'm going to fill in these last two blocks. A little too big. I don't know why this section is just dead. We'll have to plop and then shift buildings into that space. These two are too close. So I wonder what we have. You know, a 1x2 would fit in there. This is kind of pretty much the same sort of style, so we'll go with this. They line up pretty well, actually. Maybe we'll just copy some of these ones in from down the block. guess it's a lot higher over that end of the street. I think we'll put one more line of these style, but this time I'm going to do it the harder way so that they're randomized. Gap over there is a little too big, so let's just take this one all the way down the block. Maybe, I'm just looking at these, whether instead of lining up with this wall, whether I want to line the porches up, and I think I do. Like it's just a little too close to the sidewalk. There we go. Geez, they're pretty, aren't they? Okay, so we've got this big space left over in the back here. I want to put some pathways back here. Might be nice to actually have a path from an alley sort of thing from there across. Surface painter, of course, doesn't like pathways, so just take that out. I think we'll use some invisible parking to kind of fill that in. Is that right? That close cars? Good enough. That looks good. Just don't park on the weird spot. Oh, either a one by two maybe. It's actually the other one that I want. 1x2 left. Not sure if it's left or right that I need here. I guess we'll put it down and then we'll see. It was left. Fantastic. how to connect these without it getting strange. I think that's gonna have to be a decal. There's someone cutting through the alley. That's kind of what we were going for. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna throw maybe just one car prop in here. Maybe one over here too, just to break it up a little bit so that everything's not just quite so perfect. Actually, I'll put one out here just to fill in the rest of the line while leaving a spot. Okay, so next block down the hill. Something old and something new here. Newer, anyway. Too many in a row, I think. Some modern Dutch. All right, down to the main street then. Since we've kept these to 2, I think I can go with 3 down here and get away with it. Can't be any deeper than 3 though. And again, it's, it's kind of thinking, although I haven't put any kind of commercial in a while or jobs, we're probably at probably have some, yeah, we got 12% unemployment. There's still free jobs, but I guess they're jobs nobody wants or that the game can't fill. So we could actually use some city services. So let's go ahead and do some of that kind of thing down here. jobs are here anyway? 35, 28. Good cliff back there. Might be another retaining wall. What do we have here for jobs? 85, 12. Okay, so it's become quite the employment node. I think I'll continue on to here. We'll have a pathway coming down. And that's about the start of the interchange, so that feels like where whenever this was built, whatever had been here would have been wiped out. Since that's how cities kind of grew in that era. Yeah, I don't like that. At least not in that spot. And now we can get rid of these power lines entirely. Huzzah. So the buildings now make that connection. Not enough educated workers, eh? we've gone. We've added too many jobs here. I'll see how that balances out. We'll go up here and we'll add some people for now. There we go. That's filled in. Flip over to this side where it won't be quite as tall. It's kind of like the next tier in is what we'll be going for. There we go. Pretty much done. I just 2, 4. Oh, this one's not correct. Maybe there's that one. They should have 2 households. Rest of these seem to be correct. there's not really enough room to do anything back there, so we'll just put some trees in. What if it's upset about services, what if we downgraded its level? Will it accept less? They've filled up with workers. Actually, we should put some street trees. Alright, we're going to finish this up now. I'm going to put some housing into this little pocket, put in the pathway, and do the retaining walls there and there. And then that'll be a wrap. Maybe I'll touch the boulevard. Haven't decided yet. Let's start with the retaining. I should do this with the intersection network, whatever you call it, multi-tool here, and use the parallel. This one we have to move back over to here. Otherwise our tunnel's blocked. There we go. And I think this one I have to do manually. Walk onto that and bring it across. Oops, it's got to go the other way. So we're going to need to lower the height of this one so that it gets down underneath the road, leaving us with a little kind of terrace. That's fine. We'll live with that. Unless I elevate the bridge in a big way. It's kind of just how it is. That is the point where it starts to appear underneath. I mean, if I wanted to be really fancy, I suppose I could make this a chunk just to there on the bridge, leave the bridge empty, have another little chunk just right here, and have two other chunks, but that's a whole lot of tedium for not really a whole lot of reward, I think. So what would it be like if I lock onto this one and just bring out a little nub? could work, actually. Let's try it that way. Oops. I don't want to move that one. That one's good. Let's put this here, and now let's sink it down so that it's not in the roadway. Now, I have to somehow get the other node that's now hiding. It's shy. There it is. That's pretty good. I'll drop a bush on the weird spot. That actually worked better than I thought it was going to. Every now and then this game surprises. There we go. Weirdness? What weirdness? Nothing to see there. I'm gonna wait for this side, I think, because I don't know what that side's gonna look like, what we're gonna build over there. So we'll just leave that as is for now. I wonder, it'd be good to kind of smooth that out. Could put a flattener in there. Do I want to use a building for that little piece? Maybe. Looks better. Quite the backyard, eh? Come out and I guess it'd be a good thing if you had a kid and you wanted to play wall ball. But otherwise, well, not exactly the most pretty. I wish I knew how to prevent. I mean, that shadow that's showing up into the retaining wall is the hill. It's the cliff. I wish I knew how to make that go away. But I don't know how to fix that. If anyone knows, let me know. Alright, let's move on and do the pathway. Although, it might be easier to do the development and then the pathway. Actually, we should do the road like this. Gain a little bit of extra space. Now, I feel like this is more the end of Pecton Street than it is Cochrane. And we'll have a pedestrian path going that way, actually. Off of the end of Pecton. Taking advantage of the bridge to dive down. Not building on this side yet, but thinking about what will be there eventually. Right, we were going to put in some housing here. So this one's not too bad. Balconies that go all the way around. This is the end of my 2x2 options. Oh my. I don't know how sometimes this game can feel like where I objectively just have so much, can still sometimes feel like, oh, I don't really have something that fits what I want to do here. Hill's not going to make a 3 work. Really, we're stuck with these. Anything in here that I've not used before that maybe would help? Total blank wall behind. No thanks. Why is this so tricky? These ones are starting to look pretty good, actually. now that I've seen what my alternatives might be. Now, maybe these Ocean City ones. They've got some balconies on the back. That side balcony. View of the iconic bridge, I suppose. Another one of these buildings in which the unit on this side versus the unit on this side are going to be very differently priced. View out there, water, looking over the rooftop, but versus highway living. This is the nicer one. Since they're higher up and their views are on this side. All right. I want to fill in this little section like what I've done up here. If I do that, I'm committing to a retaining wall. But it would be kind of consistent. I think we can get away without a retaining wall. We'll have a fence along the road. And there. Well, that's consistent. Sometimes it can be a tough call what the best solution is. I'm going to do the retaining wall. I didn't lower this properly. Oh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to copy this. There. That one actually turned out even better than the one up there. Alright, pedestrian path down. Oh, we've got that done. I think probably elevated is what we want for this work. At least for that piece. If we go lock to the ground now, what's that like? Go for the I'm gonna need to elevate this piece too, actually. Certainly these pathways can be finicky work. That works. Right, I was going to do a retaining wall here. Just from this corner. Oops. Want the bendy one. A nice backyard held up by slabs of concrete. Alright, last thing to do, I'm going to try and do this little plaza because everything else is done in this neighborhood and this will just tidy up the whole thing. I'm going to try and do it with the intersection marking tool. It's a nice way to do this because it means that you don't end up using actual props, so it saves on your prop limit. So, I'm going to do it by doing a filler on some lane that we don't need, like this one. Can't do this one because I'm using that line there for the bollards. Then we'll do a decal. Oops, not asphalt. Decal. Given that we got the white brick over there, I think a white brick makes sense. And then we're going to drag this over. Right, that's in there nicely. Let's just adjust the scale a bit so that it looks similar to that side of the road. Not an exact match, but that's fine. And we'll do the same with this one. That's actually working pretty well. Up in here, I think we're going to start to run into problems because of this bend. We shall see. Yeah, this is where it starts to break down. Can I do anything? Can't elevate it. I mean, I could adjust the elevation of the roads, I suppose, so that they're, I think, if this one was raised, maybe? I want to do that way because the point is that they're starting to diverge. Okay, well, this section up here, maybe we'll garden it and we'll have just the brick kind of piece along there. When the game won't cooperate, change your plans. So what do we have for planters? My spacing didn't quite work out. That's not bad. All right, so let's get some trees. There's my elm tree. There. You know, I think I just want to pave that actually. So go find a decal to cover that. Maybe just a few random bushes thrown into the mix there at the base. There we go. Now, right up here, I think I will just put a path connection across. And then we'll garden the heck out of what's left. Nice if that wasn't so skewy, but it doesn't look like I can do anything about that. That I guess is what it is. We'll cover it up with vegetation, I suppose. We'll put a statue. Let's just garden this. We'll do statues elsewhere. Planting some tulips. Tiptoe through them. I think just gonna go with the weirdness here. Oops, I want the fence. Fence option. Now I've lost my tulip. You know, fence works fine for putting down the first one. After that, if you're wanting to be particularly precise and you're intermixing, it kind of feels like you have to do the next step on your own, because they're not going to get perfectly in between, and sometimes you'll need to put two. Bright. They are pretty. Some shrubs. There. Coming along the street and some pretty landscaping. It does a funny jog here. Maybe there's a gas line or something underneath. But what I would say this means, now that we have that done, we've got all the retaining walls, the housing's all built, I would say we are done. I think we'll end right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate any support you can provide. And we'll close out with a cinematic of all this work that I've done. Thanks for watching.